Of the agenda as presented. Councillor Tidbury, seconded by Councillor Smith. All in favor? Carried. We have the minutes of the special council meeting held November 12th, 2025 for adoption. Moved by Councillor Tidbury, seconded by Councillor Dugas. All in favor? Carried. We have the minutes of our regular council meeting held November 12th, 2025 for adoption. Moved by Councillor Robertson, seconded by Councillor Dugas. All in favor? Carried. And we have our delegation, Staff Sergeant Kimberly Rutherford, Port Hardy, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Update.
Talk to my voice. Well, thank you very much for having me. I updated, and then I realized it didn't all save, but updated the 2024 to 2025 stats. So is it all right if I pass them up for everyone? That should be enough to cover. Behind you. Pass behind you. There.
So you want to do?
We'll do it for you.
Thanks, man.
So,
Thank you.
this is my first time meeting some of you, so I apologize, or formally meeting you anyway. So just give you a quick briefing of who I am. I'm Kim Rutherford, obviously. I'm going into my 23rd year with the RCMP, all of it in British Columbia, and a lot of it in the Lower Mainland, but now I'm over here on the island. And I came up to Port Hardy a year ago. So I've been here for a year, and my plan is to stay. I don't have any reason to leave. So I noticed in the when I was looking at the stats from the year before I got here, that it looks like we've got in the last to March of 2024 that we'd gone up in quite a few areas. I think there's probably a lot of factors that play into that. And overall, it comes down to the scoring and things, because the overall file count, it went up not too much, 0.6%. And I think you'll see that trend go on. We're finding more and more people are calling us for more and more things like Facebook problems and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of files generated for those sorts of things.
Sorry to interrupt, but which column? I think there's just a typo. Which column is?
Oh, shoot. The first column is a 24 to 25. And should have had Allison do it. I didn't want to bother.
Sorry, just because I wanted to follow along.
Yes,
Sorry. Carry on.
So yeah, the first column is 2024 to 2025. And I'll preface that I didn't get here till September of 2024. But we also saw prior to that, our numbers here were low. We were short-staffed, less members. So you're going to see probably there'll be less just self-generated files. And once you have a full team of police officers, you're going to see a lot more self-generated files. So things like your traffic stats will go up. So it's not that traffic's getting crazier. It's just that we're out there catching more of the things that have been going on that were largely untouched. The intoxicated in public. I suspect that when we look at these stats for the 2025 to 2026 year, we're going to see an increase because I've changed how we score things. Members before were all of our liquor complaints in the downtown core were being scored as mischief, loss of use of enjoyment. That's a criminal code offense. It makes our crime stats look ridiculous when really it's somebody sitting on the sidewalk intoxicated, but they're not causing a problem. People are walking by and it's not a criminal offense. So you'll see those sorts of changes because we've applied our scoring system differently. My stance, which I've been very open and frank about in the community, is a zero tolerance for trying for a zero tolerance for intoxicated in public. And it's not because we want to pick on people. It's because we want to intervene much earlier in the day so that people don't end up in situations where they're intoxicated to the point they can't care for themselves. And now they're a risk to themselves or at risk of being harmed by others. So you'll also notice that our prisoner count for the 2 years mentioned here is only a couple, 3 prisoner different, but this year we are already up to 790 prisoners. So, and again, it's because we are trying to not leave people out downtown. And that has been actually much more successful because we've had less fights, less sexual assaults, those sorts of things. And once people are able to care for themselves a bit better, we now have better options. We can take them to the Salvation Army, and at 8 p.m. we can take people to the GNN shelter. And they've been very kind to say that they'll take anybody that needs a place of shelter, no matter what walk of life they come from. So that's been very helpful as well. So we have a lot of prisoners, but they don't necessarily spend an entire night with us. So. And you'll see there's an increase in bail violations, and it's not because more people are committing more, and bail violations, if you don't know, is where people aren't compliant with their court order. And again, this is more that those numbers will be higher even this year. There's more of us to be proactive, to go do curfew checks and recognize people who aren't supposed to be out and about. So we are charging more, and Crown Council here has been very good in approving those breaches, because we're not handing in what we would call Mickey Mouse, where it's like, oh, they missed their curfew by 10 minutes or something. It's like, we're consistently checking them. And then if they're consistently missing their curfew or consistently not complying with conditions, we'll submit a package with 5 or 6 examples, and they'll get charged with 5 or 6, and then it gets consequences, usually conviction on 1 count or something like that. So that's also been helpful, because our clients who are on curfew know we're coming much more frequently. So we haven't had any curfew breaches for a while, which is very nice.
It's good.
Mhm. And I think right now we only have 5 people on curfew. The rest of our clientele that are on conditions have had to go back to jail. Just
Yes.
because. So, yeah, and ignore the moving violations. That's at 0. I promise you there are probably for the 2 different years, similar numbers. And then this year, once we get the 25, 26 counts, those will be much higher. We've implemented a new way of putting follow-ups on. So everyone is assigned that you have to do a minimum of 6 check stops per person per quarter. And so there's always more than 1 member on a check stop, but 2 of them don't get to count that 1 check stop as their own. They each have to be the primary. So you might see, we are having a lot more evening shifts where we have 4 members on. So you may end up seeing 4 different check stops in one night, because the weather's nice and they're gung ho to get out. And I know that they've been spending a lot more time at Sporty's. So there's a lot more vehicles parked at Sporty's overnight, which has been really good. And yeah.
Any questions?
I should have noticed this before, under assaults, just where, now is trespassing an assault? I didn't make that connection. Just read it, the first one.
Oh, yeah. We don't really ever use the trespassing one. Common and trespassing are just the same code.
Okay.
And then they put that there. And common assault is from, kids getting into a tussle on
Yeah.
the street or something like that.
That one I understand, I didn't get the trespassing.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any charges here or anywhere in my career where we did assault by trespass.
I have a question. Under drugs, there's no 0 for drug trafficking and drug possession?
Oh, yes, my I would say it's probably still 0 for drug possession because of the new laws where everybody's allowed to carry 2.5 grams. So no one's getting charged with possession anymore, at all. And the drug trafficking, I couldn't find the stats for, I think a lot of our projects from that year haven't finished in court.
Okay.
We have the Marco Panich case in front of the courts right now, and it's got, I think it has 2 more sets of voir dires before they actually get into the criminal trial. So
It's going to trial.
it's in trial,
Mhm.
yeah, so. A voir dire is a trial within a trial, and they've got 3 sets, like 12 days total of voir dire for 3 different charter issues. So,
Cause I knew that there'd been a
yes,
big thing last year. so.
yeah. So that's still before the court. And then Island District GIS did a project here. My timelines are up like in the last 6 months or so, where 2 gentlemen were arrested and charged. So that's still before the courts, but that was in the 25 year, 25.
GIS me.
Island District General Investigation Section. So they're out of Courtney and Victoria. They have 2 different offices, but they're one large team. And so they support all of the detachments like ours, where we don't have our own serious crime section. So they'll come, they're actually up right now to help us out with some stuff. So, yeah.
Saw a dog being walked the other day, so. Police dog, somebody is taking it out to.
Well, that was my dog.
Okay.
He's a failed police dog. But,
He's too nice.
He's too nice.
I don't know, I find him kind of scary.
He's big and he's
Yeah.
not, he doesn't know his space. But our police dog service, we do have Corporal Graves. He's posted out of the Courtney detachment, but he's our provincial resource. So he's actually coming up this week to
Okay.
spend a few days with us. And he was here in the spring, and they did a little training exercise down in Squatty.
Oh, okay.
So it was good. People were slowing down, and I read on Facebook, oh, police dog's in town. So he is coming up now that Courtney, the municipalities finally hired their own dog again. He's free to come.
Okay.
So it comes out of our budget for him to come spend a few days, but it's good training for our guys because we did fly him up in the helicopter earlier this year when there was an assault
Mhm.
at the soccer field. So he needs to know the area, and this is really good for him to come up.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so.
Thank you. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's good, great.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming by.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having me, and if anybody ever wants to pop by the office and just have coffee or say hello or meet the dog.
Take him for a walk.
Yeah. Or you have any questions, you're more than welcome to come by, and the same goes for the public as well. So anyways, you guys have a good evening.
Yeah,
Thank
you too.
Thanks.
So we should have some surprise news.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been nice? Nothing yet?
Checking my email every day.
Oh, for the
Musical ride.
musical ride.
Oh,
Fingers crossed.
Yes, fingers crossed. Right.
All right, so business arising from the minutes and unfinished business, we have our council action item report. Number 12, for information, any comments? So Deputy Corporate Officer Bates, any word on the estate with the, or the estate lawyer with regards to Beaver Harbor Trailer Park? Or not Beaver Harbor Trailer Park, but Beaver Harbor and the rec.
Yes,
Right.
and if I may, Mayor, I'll actually refer that one over to Deputy CAO Norma Isaac. I believe she has an update.
Yeah, we received the breakdown from Hardy Bull with all of the quote for and the timeline will go from April to the end of June. Heather's waiting until she comes back. It's gone to the lawyer. The lawyer has it for the extension and everything. we've received the certificate for the RV. And Heather's waiting until she comes back to talk to, Tupper. I forget his first name, I think it's Don. Paul Tupper, who's been organizing this to see if we can do some little tweaking on some of the numbers because of 2 years, 2+ years, the costs are, up
Yeah.
there. So there'll be more information from Heather when she gets back. I'm sure she'll probably do an in-camera meeting to talk to council.
Okay, thank you. And as it turns out, Mr. Tupper is away on holidays right now anyway, so it works out.
Yeah, we had it all, I think it was Thursday or Friday, it all came through, so I've got the big folder in my desk and I made sure I checked with Heather quickly on the text that I didn't need to send anything more to the lawyer, and because it was all copied in through them, everything was good.
Awesome, thank you.
Our CAO. So,
Same person.
Same person. Any other questions, comments? We have no new business. We have under correspondence, Island Health regarding the 2025 population health status report and data highlights for information. Any comments? Councilor Roberts?
Yeah, I do. I have one question and, I am curious. I'm not quite sure how the North Island is defined.
I went online and I'm pretty sure it's,
Camden,
north of Campbell River.
North of Campbell River. Yeah, no, I just, and I heard our MLA stating this a little while ago, the disparity in life expectancy in the North Island being fully almost 9 years different from being the South Island, which is, have a failed degree in geography, aging degree, and the life expectancy of 9 years difference is significant.
Yeah.
Now, I know our numbers are smaller, so it tends to skew that a little bit, but that's of great, as well as some of the other numbers, but certainly that life expectancy, the difference is significant.
And that's one thing Dr. Innes brought up too, was the life expectancy and highway fatalities, and which all ties into it, but yes.
the statistics that were in that report didn't look great for Island Health.
No.
There was a lot of them that were very low and high in some instances. It was, I wrote a lot of notes down. I'm going,
Not graded for the North Island even.
no,
When-
no.
And they didn't, and sorry, Tim.
No,
I'm, I keep on losing the, as you get through the report, they were, parsing out the North Island less and less sort of thing, so it was just inclusive in the whole
Island Health, yeah.
Island Health, and so it would have been good to see. Now, I understand the numbers are smaller and not as statistically as significant, but it would have been good to see some of the North Island numbers in some of those, some of the areas that they were talking about as well.
I think that what was shocking to me in a lot of the statistics was there's a lot of them, like mental health, for example, there was incidences that are just getting more and more and more. They're getting higher and higher. Self-harm and suicide, those numbers are going up, right? I said that it did sort of drop a little bit there, but for Island Health, our numbers are still up there. Substance use, still the same thing, numbers are up. The other one that I found on the mental health part of it was, statistics they didn't look good. And what the other thing was that I found interesting was there's a lot of like the youth that were looking for getting help with regards to mental health issues or whatever. There was a high percentage of them, like 19%, that couldn't get access to help. And, as far as I'm concerned, you got 19%, but I don't care. We talk about numbers with regards to 19% on population. One that can't get it is bad enough. I don't care how big the numbers are. It's just that it's just not healthy that's been going on for a long time though, and I'm sure the mayor is well aware of that too. That those numbers are not there. But the other one that was crazy, of course, which was kind of neat, that air quality, we're fortunate where we live, but when it comes to extreme temperatures and weather patterns and changes and drought, we're all in that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because I know that, our mayor had brought it up on many occasions during the summer that like we're in a drought. We live in a, believe it or not, on the North Island, we always talk about how much rain we get, but
0.3%
yeah,
less rain.
yeah. So that's a lot
It's a lot.
when you think about it. Now, the last one, well, we talked about communicable diseases and stuff like that, but tuberculosis was the one that really shocked me.
That shocked me too.
Tuberculosis is on the rise again, and really, I haven't heard a lot about tuberculosis since I was like a kid,
Yeah.
when it was like in the 50s and 60s, and one of my buddies there, his dad got it, and then I had to go into I think it was sanitarium or whatever they call them for months and months because of his lungs and stuff. But now it's like it's on the rise, and I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty scary. And then they talk about communal living and stuff like that, like, people on the street living together, and so it's more rampant because of the situation, how they live. So yeah, it's kind of
Poverty is.
scary. Poverty adds into it big time. So, yeah, then the other sad part was the 34% with regards to people that drown. 34% of them were alcohol or drug related. Very sad. Very sad statistic, but anyways, I won't get into all the negatives, but this report is really excellent. I thought it was really well done. Unfortunately, I don't like the numbers, but
Eye opening.
It's eye-opening.
big time.
Any other comments? I'm sure it will be under much discussion at the Health Network.
It's good to
Mhm.
have those numbers
Yeah.
when you're having those discussions, yeah.
Yeah.
Which again, would be another reason to have some of the North Island numbers. I mean, for instance, are there cases of TB in the North Island?
Mhm.
Or any of the communicable diseases, what's happening up there? And anyway, it just to, get a little bit more discreet. Oh,
Where
sorry.
we're at.
Particular North Island, information.
Okay.
Got that?
Moving on from J. Shelby, a BC ombudsperson. BC ombudsperson, 2024-2025 annual report. And, one of the first times they've actually come up here to Port Hardy. They had, appointments in Port Hardy, and they were going around. They met with myself and with, our CAO, but as well, they were going into the high schools and schools and discussing a report that they were doing on the schools. So that was really good. And as well, just want to highlight that if a person has an issue with any public body, this is a free service. And they welcome phone calls and take the information and we'll investigate it. And if it needs to be investigated further, they will take it further. Something very positive.
Yeah, there was a lot of wrongdoing in that report.
Luckily, we're okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah.
but there is a lot, and they said that bigger cities, Vancouver, they get a lot of
So it's going ahead one file. Apparently it was the musical file.
a lot of complaints and. All right. Moving on to the next one, Mark Miller, CEO, Connective. Connective was named BCNPHA Provider of the Year, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Connective owns 3 apartment buildings and manages 3 apartment buildings in Fort Hardy, and so it's good to hear that they are a provider of the year, and
Yeah, that's
we'd be really happy with them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and just to add to that, just so people that are here that need to know that the North Island Seniors Housing Foundation, we actually have been talking to them for over a year now, and we've basically come to an agreement when we get our seniors housing built, that they will be managing that facility for us.
So that's awesome.
That is, yeah, so they said that they were definitely interested, so. We sort of got an MOU in place that says that if and when we get this done, they're gonna help us out. That's all.
Great.
Mhm.
We're pretty excited about it.
Hopefully help in the granting.
Yeah.
Grant application program.
Yeah,
And so I'm thinking maybe a letter, recommendations, write a letter of congratulations.
mhm.
Moved by Counselor Tidbury, seconded by Counselor Smith. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Great idea.
Carried. Okay, next item, Pacific Coast Airlines 2026 service changes for information.
Not happy.
No,
Boy, that's a killer.
Yeah.
Because it just forces the people into a lot of overnight stuff.
Forces people into overnight or not to use them at
I
all.
want to use them at all, yeah. It's just like,
or go down,
it's tough.
go down to Campbell River to come up.
Well, I guess it's all basic, it's a business, right? So
That's
gotta have a plan. If you don't have the people using it, well then. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Need some more economic activity up here, get things rocking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great. Those planes going again.
The plane schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Committee reports. We have our draft minutes for the Finance Committee meeting held November 6th for information. Any comments?
It's not
It's
me.
that time of the year to start doing the finances.
Yep.
Under staff reports, we have Louisa Bates, Deputy Corporate Officer, regarding our 2026 regulatory council appointments to external boards. So I just have one change to this. And under Director, Regional District of Mount Washington Board of Directors, it would be Counselor Tidbury. And under Regional District of Mount Washington Hospital Board, it will be Counselor Tidbury, and the alternates will be Counselors Dugas and Dorwood.
Do we need to make a motion?
We need to walk
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Counselor Dugas, seconded by Counselor Smith. Comments?
Is the motion for the whole of them, all of them, with the changes, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
there.
Yes, that's correct. It would be with the amendments included.
And including the library trustees. I mean.
Oh, yeah, and the,
The
All of the
Yeah.
right.
yeah,
Library would
I was
be
just
in there.
amending it with them. Thank you. All in favor? Carried. From Louisa Bates, Deputy Corporate Officer, regarding 2026 council meeting calendar. So the only question I would ask is, do we want in September, we have September 22nd. Do we want to cancel it or move it to September 29th?
What's the concept?
UBCM.
UBCM,
Oh, is it down?
Yeah.
Okay,
So if I may, Mayor?
Yeah.
So just to clarify that UBCM is actually the week before. It'll be the week of the 14th to the 18th of September. We have the the regular council meeting, as the current schedule proposes, would be on the 22nd. However, as staff attend that conference convention with council, and we also have staff that will still be here and working on the elections, just that, yes, that it either be counciled or proposed moved to the following Tuesday.
thank you.
Yeah, I would just propose that we cancel it. We haven't had a September one for, I don't think, the last 3 years,
We'll have one at the beginning.
like a second September one.
Yeah, I'm looking.
And we've managed.
Moved by Counselor Robertson, seconded by Counselor Tidbury, that we would, cancel September 22nd. Any other comments?
Fine.
All in favor? Carried. We have bylaw number 1183-2025 official community plan for third reading that I would like to table to the next meeting in December. Moved by Councillor Tidbury, seconded by Councillor Dugas. All in favor? Carried. And
Just
those
to
would
give you a
be-
little explanation.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the draft OCP that's on the agenda, we don't feel is the right one. It's not the changes that were reflected in that we expected to have on it, so that's all it is just making sure we've got the right, OCP attached. All right, we have bylaw number 1186. Oh, did we vote on that? No, all in favor? Carried. We have bylaw number 1186-2025 revenue anticipation borrowing bylaw for first, second, and third readings. Moved by Councillor Tidbury, seconded by Councillor Smith. I'm wondering if our deputy CAO and director of finance would like to explain why.
Yeah,
And borrow $5 million.
yeah. It's a yearly bylaw precautionary. It's if you, so it's 75% of the tax revenue that we would receive. And if you didn't receive all your tax money and you needed a loan, that's why the bylaw is put forward to have that sitting.
Thank you. Councillor
I
Dugas.
guess the question is, have we ever used it? No.
Not that I know of,
No.
no. And I truly don't see how you would. I mean, you got, you know what you have in your reserves and we know that's what's in our bank accounts and everything, so why would we do a loan?
Yeah, it's just a policy, right?
Yeah, just part of the charter and a yearly bylaw, just to make sure it's there. If there was a catastrophe and nobody paid their taxes. That's not-
We got some.
Thank you. And as a local historian, Councillor Tidbury was saying, we've never actually used it, so. All in favor? Thank you. We have no pending bylaws. Council reports. Councillor Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. Not too much to reports. November 20th, we had our finance meeting, and also on the 20th, we had the Port Hardy Heritage Society meeting. They're doing pretty good in their gift shop there. They even have a pop-up gift shop, pop-up shop that they have in there with a local entrepreneur, and she's got her designs in there for clothing with First Nations, and it just looks amazing. All kinds of incredible stuff, and they're staying open later for the light up as well as the Santa Christmas parade, which is good. So definitely pop in, support them. And they're working on the feasibility study, what they thought they would be able to get grant funding for. Turns out they can't. I guess feasibility studies are becoming quite hard in terms of finding grant money for, and that's something that's really important that you have to get done in order if you want to invest in it, is the feasibility of the building. So they're going back to work, gonna scale some things back and hopefully maybe get some partnerships and go ahead that way. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. So Dora.
Thank you, Mayor, for that. So I was unable to attend the last meeting. So this is the last 4 weeks, but organized the pumpkin patch walk and the weather held out and it was really well attended. There was close to 500 pumpkins there and it worked out really nice.
We've got an
Councillor
exact count.
Councillor Dugas count?
Yes,
41.
441.
Pretty great.
And it's nice to see so many community organizations and stuff come together, like the Lions do a great job with the hot dogs and hot chocolate, and the fire department's there, and the fire is really appreciated. It's a little bit of a gathering point with everybody's stuff, and it's a nice little evening. I think it's a bit unique to Port Hardy, something like that.
Yeah.
Attended the Remembrance Day again. The weather was great and the turnout was fantastic. It's the biggest crowd I've ever seen. I don't know what everybody else, but I thought it was really
Yeah.
well done. Again, the Legion does a good job of that. Attended the Métis flag raising here. That was nice, and budget meetings and community consultative committee meetings.
It's not me this time.
That's what it, and then just a reminder to everybody, the Festival of Lights light up is Thursday, starting at 5:30.
This Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And then I hope the weather's gonna be great. It looks so far, it doesn't change. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, the,
Yeah, and this year they're gonna wait and light up everything all at once instead of just the tree. So it'll be
Oh, cool.
more exciting.
and the boat's gonna come across.
And the boats are new this year too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cora is just incredible with
Yeah.
the organization.
Yeah, it's,
She has a great way of getting people to do stuff.
yeah,
I've looked into all sorts of things.
Yeah, I agree.
MC for one.
Oh.
My first MC job,
Whoa.
being paid handsomely for it. I think I got a hot chocolate or something. That's it for me.
Thank you. Counselor Robertson.
Yeah, well, there's regular budget meetings and things, but the one thing I did want to discuss was just a recent Foundry meeting. And it was timely in terms of the report from Island Health and the population profile and everything that's going on with, in particular, looking at youth mental health. And so, I mean, the Foundry is expanding. We know Nix now owns the building from the insurance center to Archipelago. So that's, I think, that's all T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and the expansion will be happening forthwith. But just some of the information that's coming out is that to date, Foundry has had contact with at least one contact with about 50% of the youth in the community, which compared to the provincial statistics, which would be about 2% of youth contact with Foundry is quite remarkable. So, and just the new programs that they have, how they're looking at what the expansion will have and services that it will offer. And that they now have a local physician on staff as well. And that role could expand as time goes on. So I just thought in terms of responding, you know, we see the statistics as they come out and are concerning, and we've all said, you know, they're quite concerning. And that one of the direct impacts that can happen to youth mental health are the services being offered with Foundry, and what you're talking about, people who aren't able to get services. All of those services are under one roof and becoming more services under the Foundry roof. So it is truly a significant organization in the community in terms of reaching out to youth, as are others, but certainly that's the one that in the meeting I was recently at. So you know, good on them.
Yeah.
I just make a little plug for the Foundry too, just interrupt him. So for those that don't know, Port Hardy is the first rural foundry in BC. And a large part of it is because of the current, I'm not sure what Christine's title is at the Foundry.
I think she's executive director.
Executive director. A large part is when she was working for Island Health, she was always at every meeting saying, our youth need help, our youth need help, our youth need help. And so when the call came out for a rural Foundry, the Mount Wellington Health Network partnered with North Island Crisis and Counseling Center and applied for a Foundry and were successful. When it started out small, it seemed to take forever to get going, but man, that kind of statistic is huge.
Yeah, it is okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can I add to that too?
Yeah.
They have a hiking program, and I'm sure you've read, like, the magic pill is like exercise and being
Yeah.
outdoors, and
Yeah.
we talk about mental health. I think it really can improve someone's mental health, and so to see that being done with youth, and they love hiking too. Oh, it's very enjoyable.
And having, and also potentially having access to a gym.
Yeah,
It came up and was discussed.
Yeah. so,
Perfect.
yeah, no, they're doing lots of good things there, so it's
Yeah.
good to see, yeah.
Good job.
I know I saw an ad for a paint night, and it was one of the few paint things I thought, oh, I like what they want to paint, and I went, youth.
You could dress up in the paint, or, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe they got a height thing.
Yeah.
Get into that.
Could do that. Counselor Dugan.
Yeah, I don't have too much, but, yeah, I was, budget meetings and we were kind of fun when we were at the Métis flag raising, and then they were talking about, it was kind of cute. They were saying that, oh, well, you never get any wind, so it never really goes out. All of a sudden, a little breeze come across and then the flag started waving. So that was kind of cool. Got a picture of it too, didn't we? It was actually waving. So that was kind of neat. RD meetings, yeah. Ongoing issues with regards to staffing, obviously. I'm trying to fill those positions. And yeah, it's a challenge to try to get people, and when you do get them, how do you what's your plan for retention? And then that's a hard thing, to try to keep people. Once you get them, how do you keep them? And the other thing is, how do you attract them? And unfortunately, when there's a big turnover at the RD that there has been in the last few years, it's hard to get people to get an interest because they obviously have access to that information, and it's not always positive, right? So, yeah, they got some work to do, definitely. But one of the things that they do, though, is we have our Hospital Health Network group. It was like a Wellington Health group, and it's very interesting that at the beginning of our RD meetings, we get the Island Health join us, and then they talk about a number of different items that are happening, right? Which is really cool, and they give us a little bit of an update. And I know that one of the things they were talking about was the updates are going to happen to our hospital here, and one is going to start. We didn't really get that, did we, Mayor? No date, but I think the mayor brought up a really good thing. She said, "Well, whenever you start, don't tell them when you're going to end, because that's not a very good thing to do." We've been in that one before. You start picking dates, and that'll burn you. So, just get going. And the other thing was communication to the public, right? To make sure that everybody's aware of what's going on, and have proper signage up there, and the communication to the public, right? Let them know what's going on. So when they show up, it's not a surprise, or they get confused with regards to where to go and how to get there, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty exciting. And then they're certainly working on our 24/7 emergency thing. As we all aware, one of the statistics that I looked up online there was with regards to how many emergency communities in the province have had to shut down, whether it's a day or whatever. So far this year, 250 emergency room closures due to staffing in the province. And those are pretty high statistics. So it's obvious that, shortage of people, right? You can't open if you don't have the proper people there to do it. So that's going to be always the issue that we're dealing with. But I know that they're working hard at that, and they're training nurses here for the emergency room stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, they're working hard. And we got to give them credit for what they're doing. Obviously, we want 24/7. And I know our mayor has been working really hard trying to convince them that, yeah, we got to have that. So they're not ignoring us. And I don't think that they were in the past either. So I think it's something to look forward to in the future. And the expansion of the hospital is going to be great. I think that when you get a modern hospital and modern things up to the date that it should be, and the type that we're in right now, that hospital's been how many years now? What did they say?
There was the new hospital came online in 1982.
Yeah, the new hospital. Yeah.
I remember going to the opening.
So, that's a few years ago, right? So, and it's funny that the mayor mentioned that too before, because people still talk about the new hospital because they remember the old hospital, which is the senior center now.
I was born there.
So, yeah,
That's where one of my kids was born in the
Yeah.
old hospital.
all of our kids were born in the old hospital. So it's sort of like, yeah,
Ours weren't.
oh, I'm sorry to hear.
So, that's okay, they aren't.
A bit of both, but
Yeah, okay. All kidding aside, I think it's great news for our community. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Counselor Tidbury.
yeah, I did the flag raising. That was kind of a fun thing, and it was a joyous thing. I thought it was good, and we had our pictures taken around the pole with the flag flying, just as Dennis pointed out. the Hardy Bay seniors, they had their AGM, the other day. It went quite successful. There was a exceptionally large turnout that, I don't think the executive, counted on. There's no elections this year, so it's the same board as past. I did the finance, as you know, Remembrance Day went well. And it was, I think it was one of the largest crowds we've had in a long time. Mind you, the weather was not too shabby.
No.
So, that was nice. I'm working, with the committee, for the light up and, the Santa Parade too, so that's on my stuff. On Thursday, I head down island with the 20 thriving seniors to Chemainus, where we're going to enjoy the theatre there, and we're going to see Elf, and it's an overnight thing, so we come back the next day. So that's good. I always, if I don't know stuff, sometimes I kind of get myself involved in something that I don't know nothing about.
If you don't-
And one of those things is, I started to attend the Sports Fishery Advisory Board, and it's I know a little more now about different cards and stuff like that, which I never knew before, and different fish hooks and stuff like that. So, but I've got something that I'd like to pass out and put it on in our package. And they're doing a survey for halibut, and they're going to present it to Fisheries and Oceans Canada for 2026. So maybe those that do fish for halibut and stuff like that, it may become as they may like to put some input into it.
Got a good hook just for the halibut.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it, that's right. Good one, Peter.
Very funny.
So it's an online survey,
Yes.
and so I was thinking, along with Councillor Tidbury, that perhaps we could share it on our website and through
Yeah.
social media and stuff like
That
that.
would be great.
So Councillor Tidbury, maybe you could forward it to Louisa when you have more.
Pass it to Louisa.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I'll do it as I speak.
Councillor Tidbury, you done?
I think I'm done, yes.
Thank you.
I think.
So, let's see, budget meeting. And the RD meeting, was interesting. I think this is the first RD meeting that I've attended where our town would let a grant from the RD, and that's because the Festival of Lights Committee is now falls under the Rotary and worked with the Rotary to apply to the RD for a regional tourism action grant. And so they were awarded that grant. It's $5,000, so it helps.
I wasn't sure that we knew actually what it was.
So it's great news, and it's an economic driver
Mhm.
for the whole North Island, but as well for Port Hardy, because it brings people to the town. The other budget meeting where we're just starting looking at fees and at grants and things like that. So we're just in the early stages, unlike the city of Vancouver that have passed their budget. We're still working on it, but and then everything else I've been doing is health. And I just wanted to point out, that is not one of the things on our list of
Strategic.
to do. We don't see health there at all.
No.
Anyhow, it seems like every meeting I go to is advocating for our ER being open 24/7. But with the knowledge that it is so fragile up at our hospital right now, and they are working hard. We're one of the few areas in BC that has a full complement of doctors. So anyone that wants a family doctor has a family doctor. Nowhere else, I don't think in BC has that. And it's because of Island Health and as well as our private clinic. There's enough doctors. However, there's not enough ED trained nurses, there's not enough lab techs, there's not enough x-ray techs, and they are working on it. So I think because of all my advocating, myself and Mayor Buchanan were invited to Health Forward Advancing Healthcare in Central and North Vancouver Island, talking about health. And because I was going down to this, I dragged my husband along, and I said, let's extend it and go on a weekend little jaunt. And as we were driving down Island, and we did the old route, and I am going to get to the point of my story. And I said, and we hit Qualicum. I said, Qualicum, how big is Qualicum? How many people live in Qualicum? How many people live in Parksville? No hospital here.
No.
No hospital in Qualicum, no hospital in Parksville. The nearest hospital is in Nanaimo or Courtney. Well over half an hour to get to it. Not, I'm not saying that's ideal, and we do want our hospital back open 24/7, but it's only half an hour away. However, we are working at just extending it at least to 7 o'clock, and so I had another meeting last week. All the mayors and from the North Island met with the Assistant Deputy Minister of Health and Kathy McNeil and Max, and I can't pronounce Max's last name.
He's got a hard name to pronounce. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Talking about healthcare and talking about better communication from Island Health. And they're talking about making sure they keep their website updated and with communication and letting people know what they're doing and how they're moving forward. Still working on trying to get it 24/7. Talked about the upgrades to the hospital, and it will take a long time for the hospital to be upgraded. And right now it's at the Treasury Board, I believe is what they were saying.
Okay.
Looking at the housing, that's just
Across the street.
across the street. That should be transferring over to Island Health in the next month or so. No,
Okay.
I'm not saying a date, even though someone told me
Yeah.
that a little while ago that there is a date. It's gonna be very soon, and that's the first capital budget project that Island Health has done. They've had a moratorium on doing capital purchases, or not capital purchases, but purchasing of properties and things like that.
And ownership of it,
And
yeah.
ownership, and so that's huge. And so it's coming. And so I just stress about the even if they could extend the ER hours to 7 o'clock, that would help alleviate some of the pressure at the ER and Port Neal, some of the pressure on our emergency response people, some of the pressures on people that are making dinner and cut their hands and need stitches. It just seems that's when things happen, is around dinner time.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that they'll be able to do it. It's a lab right now. They want to make sure everybody's safe, patients and doctors and everybody's safe. So hopefully. What else came up at that? Sorry, I don't know what that is.
So it's not just me.
That was spooky. That's Robertson.
When you're done,
I think that I'm,
2 bits
I've
worth.
got totally distracted. I'm done.
I got one that I forgot there, Mayor. The Concert Society,
Oh.
didn't get the grants this year. So there'll be, the money that it'll be all local money that'll help run it. One of the reasons is that we don't meet the criteria of some of what they're asking for. They're asking for like, stuff that would never interest anybody in the North Island. But, they wish it.
Mhm.
The next concert is on I think the 17th of January,
Mhm.
and it's a dance group that's coming. So I just like to make the plug that it'd be nice to have more people out there so we could help pay for
Mhm.
some of the bills.
I'm unfortunately going to be flying away to Mexico on January 17th, so I'll be thinking of you.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We've seen the
I did
pictures.
want to make a big plug for the elf, the show elf. That's the other thing. I went to it a couple weeks ago and 44 shows, all sold out.
Wow.
And it was amazing, the show. It was
Mhm.
excellent. So if it comes back to Chemainus, I
Even Johnny
highly
liked it.
recommend it. What's that?
So even Johnny liked it.
Even Johnny liked it, Councilor Robertson.
I wanted to follow up on your comments about health. A, for one, for thanking you for doing all the work that you are doing and your advocacy, and clearly it's paying off and paying some dividends. We'll see. But I also wanted to emphasize that one of the areas that I think we need to advocate as well is with education. And I know it's your old world, in terms of post-secondary education and how there's a reluctance. Post-secondary education is going through a tough time right now, but there's a reluctance to initiate a program locally without the numbers that they need to say, make it pay. Well, my point is, and I know one that you've made, is that we need to have post-secondary education. We need to have those programs happen locally. The most predictable way to have people stay who are to be retained are to train people locally to take the jobs. And that's not gonna happen if they don't bring the education here. People are not, for one reason or another, able to go out and spend a year on the road away. And so those programs, the X-ray techs, the lab techs, and I know that's hard, but that has to come to the local population. And that's pressure on, and it's not a model that post-secondary education particularly likes. Bringing those programs into smaller communities. But it is one that would help our community and would help our healthcare as well as other professions. But so I think along with advocating with the Ministry of Health and other areas, we really do need to advocate with post-secondary education about bringing those programs up locally.
And so just speaking on that, there will be an LPN course offered in the North Island. I just found that out last week.
That's a
Or-
good news, hey?
Yeah, it's really good news. I think it's gonna be 2027, which will give people time to get the prerequisites
Mhm.
And from LPN can their ladder up and
to nursing.
The nursing,
And then, the practical nurse can ladder into LPN, so anybody that's a
That's pretty cool.
practical nurse can go into that.
yeah.
And they are working at trying to get trying to get an X-ray tech program on the island. I guess other times they've had to walk.
Mhm, mhm.
All right,
Go.
good to go. Lots of things coming up. Festival of Lights, as Councilor Dorwood said, 5:30 on Thursday. Santa Claus parade on Sunday at 4:30. Our finance committee coming up, committee of the whole, regular council meeting, another committee of the whole. And then Christmas. Who knew Christmas was coming so soon? In one more month.
And the Rotary Christmas cheer float comes around on Friday, December 12th.
December 12th.
December 12th. Thanks.
Okay.
You come out to the beach?
Yeah, yeah, we do every, year.
Yeah, no,
We start there.
yeah. Oh, you start there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, okay.
That's how we, last year when we had the, Christmas party for the district
Right.
went by and we all waved.
No,
All right, no
no.
notice,
Oh, sorry, Mayor.
go ahead.
So just, we can finish and then I'll just ask you a question. It's not to do with it.
Okay. Okay, no notice of in-camera meeting, motion to adjourn. Counselor Dugas. Questions? Done?
Hi, when you were talking about Mac, J, and then a bunch of consonants, whatever. Did you get his phone number? Because I looked him up